What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Aaron Dix. This is the Wrestle Plug YouTube channel. It's time to review WWE Raw as fast as we can. No promises though, a lot to unpack. Raw opens with Bobby Lashley. He's enraged. It's a bit of a bang. Out comes Brock Lesnar and the brawl ensues. My meaty Hoss erection was off the Hossometer. Oh, Brock Lesnar. Oh, Bobby Lashley. Oh, suit you, sir. Oh, spear through the table. Oh, getting physical, boys. Oh, suit you.
Bet you're beating off the ladies with a stick, aren't you, young sir?
Oh, beating off the ladies, sir. Oh, with a stick, sir. Oh, suit you. Oh.
And we are all set for Crown Jewel. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Oh, Saudi Arabia, sir. Two big meaty men slapping meat, sir. Oh.
Down with the trousers, out with the old chap, and come on, ladies, come on, gentlemen, come on, you trannies, fruits of the forest, satyrs, come slide down the greasy pole of my depravity.
For the first time in almost 2 years, Gallows and Anderson are in tag team action with AJ Styles at ringside as they face the Alpha Academy. Great match, really good stuff, physical, hard hitting. Gallows looks fantastic, by the way, loving the new ring gear, and of course they pick up the win with the Magic Killer. And there's the added bonus that we have another high quality tag team in a tag team division that, let's be honest, if you take away the main guys, the Usos and the New Day, there's not a great deal of competition right now, especially as they're using these tag teams in other rivalries. So this is actually very exciting for the future because it means there's more options for tag team championship matches.
No. Shut up! Nerd. Shut up, you stupid nerd.
Seth Rollins comes out in a ridiculous red suit. I don't know where he finds these suits. They are amazing, to be honest, and they do fit his character. He basically comes out to run his mouth about being the new United States Champion and, of course, hyping his main event match with Matt Riddle later in the evening. He's interrupted, however, by Mustafa Ali, who comes down to basically say, yeah, Bobby Lashley said that I would get a title shot at some point. Kind of want it from you now. And he's like, I'm Seth Rollins, I don't care, go fuck yourself. Ironically enough, the crowd are so far behind Seth Rollins now because he's kind of playing a tweener. He even said in his promo, for those who didn't support me or weren't there for everything, they can kiss my ass. But that being said, the people who have always been with me sing my songs. So he's kind of playing the audience both ways, and that means that Mustafa Ali is going to have a much harder time getting over with the audience. As we saw, quite a few people wanting him, booing him. He's not the strongest promo in the world. He is an incredible wrestler, however. Seth Rollins cheap shots him, sends him packing, and of course we build to later in the evening.
I keep cruising, can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I got this music.
The Women's Tag Team Champions, Io Sky and Dakota Kai of Damage Control, successfully dispatched the interesting pairing of Bianca Belair and Candice LeRae. It's great to see Candice LeRae getting a push, but they're not really doing much with her that is character-based. So what we're really seeing is this very cute, very beautiful Poison Pixie who comes out and essentially is kind of like the mid-carder that's helping prop up some of the more main event women at this point. Not to say that she couldn't be bigger in the future, especially as Bayley was on comms, and Bayley, to be fair, you know, puts her over in her own enigmatic kind of way. But the women, the NXT Tag Team Champions, pick up the win, and I think that's the right decision. Building, of course, to Bianca Belair versus Bayley once again next week. Not sure it's for the title. I think the idea is that if Bayley wins, she'll get another title shot. But they're dragging this rivalry out as long as possible, and I haven't got a problem with that. I like feuds. Feuds shouldn't be a month long. They should spend a long time building it, and these two women have delivered every single time they've been in the ring. The Miz is backstage being a complete ponce, pretending he's damaged his knee in the hope that he'll get out of his match with Dexter Loomis. Turns out that's not going to be the case. Cora Jade, who is looking redonkulous, is next to another redonkulous woman in Rhea Ripley. Oh, suit you, sir. Both women look absolutely fantastic, and of course Cora Jade asked Rhea Ripley if she wouldn't mind beating the shit out of Roxanne tonight on NXT. That goes down tonight, of course, and of course she accepts, which is great, but she's not the only one who will be making an appearance on NXT, because the Good Brothers were approached by Cameron Grimes, only briefly. It's a shame, really. I would have liked to have seen Cameron Grimes wrestle on Raw, seeing as he was there, but he approaches them and says, how would you guys like to face Schism, or whatever the fucking... What are you doing with Grizzled Young Veterans? That's for NXT. We'll have a rant about that later, but frankly, that's a terrible name. But the bottom line is the Good Brothers accept because they like a bit of the cash bizzle, if you understand me.
Nerds!
JBL is back on Raw for no ungodly reason other than to put over Baron Corbin. Thank God there weren't too many young people like Brian Kendrick running around that he could possibly run into in the showers, allegedly. He's in hyper sell mode, and to be fair, he does do a good job as an obnoxious heel. He then goes on commentary as Baron Corbin faces Dolph Ziggler. Only problem is, I don't care that much about Baron Corbin, although he is good at what he does, and I certainly don't care about Dolph Ziggler. I do agree with JBL when he said that this guy's been picking up a paycheck and essentially robbing money from WWE for the last 15 years. Dolph Ziggler hasn't been relevant for years, and this match went on way too long. There's nothing wrong with the match, it's just that I don't really care about that, especially after last week where we had such a star-laden Raw with loads of exciting returns and big storylines being folded out in front of us. I just didn't care that much. Of course, Baron Corbin gets the win with End of Days and JBL anoints him as the next wrestling god. We shall see. Turns out he was the trade going the other way for Rey Mysterio, who's now on SmackDown. AJ Styles is up next. There was a little altercation earlier in the night with the Judgment Day, and of course it's AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. The whole point is that we're kind of led to believe Dominic Mysterio's got no chance against AJ Styles, the seasoned veteran who's a far better wrestler. To be fair though, I think this is the best match I've seen Dominic Mysterio have. I'm really warming up to the Judgment Day. Finn Balor is incredible on the mic. He's really getting good lately. I'm really liking this. He seems cocky. He's got a little bit of swag, a bit of arrogance. There were some good Bullet Club references earlier in the night as well, taking a piss, which I thought was a lot of fun. The match itself was excellent. AJ Styles doesn't have bad matches, and he had a great match with Dominic Mysterio, and it's Dominic Mysterio who gets a cheeky roll-up courtesy of Rhea Ripley at ringside with a distraction. Dominic Mysterio beats AJ Styles, and that sets us up very nicely as we move towards Crown Jewel, where it will be Judgment Day versus the OC in a trios match. That is going to be an excellent match. Has to be said, Crown Jewel on top of that has Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar and Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. They're loading up this card, and whether you like Saudi Arabia or not, and obviously that's a very contentious issue, you can't deny that they really are stacking this card, and it looks like a must-watch event. Dexter Loomis versus The Miz. If Dexter Loomis wins, he'll get a WWE contract. Now, right before this, Johnny Gargano is winding up The Miz backstage and saying, why don't you just tell the truth, otherwise I'm going to blow the whistle on you. No idea what he's referring to. No doubt we're going to find out about that soon. But we don't even get the match, because The Miz Pearl Harbors Dexter Loomis with a steel chair, then gives him a skull-crushing finale on the chair, or as he liked to put it on Twitter, the reverse Uno. Good stuff. We're not going to get this match anytime soon. The Dexter Loomis thing, it's fun. I'm worried about how far he can go once he gets past this. Unless they're going to do a reunion with The Way, because they've got every single member. Indy Hartwell's now back on NXT as well, so there's no reason why they can't just bring The Way onto Raw. They were very entertaining. The problem is Candice LeRae right now is kind of playing face. Johnny Gargano sort of face. That being said, they could turn Austin Theory face and then have them all as a face faction. You never know. Either way, very excited to see what they're going to do with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae in particular, because they are two of my favourite people in wrestling.
I'm not here to be therapied on. You therapy on him. You don't therapy on me.
Elias is back on Raw. He's going to play a concert. He gets interrupted by Matt Riddle, who comes down and says, dude, want to take a hit on my bong? Yes, very good. Very, very good, Mr. 420. We understand exactly what you're saying. It's very good. Yes.
Oh, like when I calibrate my scale when I'm weighing stuff. Like ounces, grams.
Riddle, please. Just spell the word.
Matt Riddle takes a front row seat to watch Elias as he goes to perform his song, and then he's interrupted by Seth Rollins. Why the fuck not? Elias stays at ringside, and we get right to it with the United States Championship match. Excellent match. Elias interferes earlier on in the match, hits a rising knee lift on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins then gives him a receipt later on in the match with a super kick. This, of course, leads to shenanigans. Elias runs into the ring. That is enough of a distraction for Seth Rollins to get the curb stomp and get out of Dodge with the United States title. Not before, however, also delivering a curb stomp to poor old Elias. Leaving Elias and Riddle laying in the ring. Interesting to see what they're going to do with that. Most likely going to have Riddle versus Elias. A little bit of malfunction at the junction, because I just don't believe that Elias has great legs as a face. As a heel, yes. But yeah, I'm not buying him as a face. Not long term anyway. It's nice to see him back. And again, is he going to have a better quality of matches than he did last time around? Because, to be honest, his wrestling is okay, but nothing to write home about. And, of course, Seth Rollins closes the show as the United States Champion. Raw! Not as good as last week, but still good. Enjoyed it. 3 hours does feel a bit long, which is why we do these reviews, so that you guys don't have to watch the 3 hours if you choose not to. I do recommend it at times, though. Check out the matches that you really like. The high-quality wrestling is definitely there, but it didn't have as much of a surprise factor. It certainly opened up with a bang. The highlight for me, of course, was Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Oh, meaty hot, sir. Oh, suit you, sir. I've been Aaron X. Thank you very much for watching the Wrestle Plug. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content that you have seen tonight. And most importantly, we'll catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug.